If I handed you 1 ounce of gold right now, what would you do? You have 5 options. Sell it immediately for fiat. Swap it for paper gold like an ETF like XAUT. Swap it for Bitcoin. Swap it for XAUT. Or just keep the physical bar and hold it. We are skipping the rest today. Those 5 choices basically stand for 4 different ways of holding wealth: fiat, Bitcoin, physical gold, and paper gold. Today we are talking about the last 3. Part 1. The physical gold. Let's start with gold. Gold's greatness doesn't really need explaining. It's the only asset in human history that has gone beyond race and time, working perfectly for thousands of years. It comes with built-in fees, especially with it hitting all-time highs recently. Honestly, even over a 1,000-year cycle, gold has never betrayed anyone. It's always waiting to buy you out. In a way, gold lived the life that Bitcoin dreams of. Gold divides into physical and paper. The pros are the same, wealth storage, but the cons were different. First, storage. Gold doesn't go bad, but it can get a little damaged. If your coin looks beat up, buyer will lowball you. So after buying professional cases to solve the storage issue, you have to solve the security issue. You could put it in a bank, but that's basically just buying paper gold. We will get to that later, so you keep it at home. Now you have to worry about thieves and robbers. A thief? Sure, but a thief shows that you have money. Do I need to hide the thief too? Or maybe I will bury the rest in the hole in the backyard. The whole price feels like handing a dead body. But what if my house bursts down or gets flooded? What if the flood washes my gold away or the fire destroys the landmarks that I left on the ground? Exactly. Those are the problems of self-custody. Maybe I will find a secret location, dig a hole, and just keep a map for later. Congratulations, my friend. You have successfully traveled back to the Middle Ages and reinvented the treasure map. And we haven't even touched on cross-border issues. If you migrate to another country, carrying gold over a certain limit means declaring it at customs. It wastes time, increases uncertainty, and honestly it costs you your dignity. Selling it and rebuying it later, you'll risk the price difference, but that's usually the best bet option. By the way, even if you sell the gold, move to a new country and wire the money from your old bank to the new one, there is a real chance you are trigger a compliance freeze. Then you have to prove why your money is your money. Oh. Another thing is the price gap. You buy a bar from Bank A, keep the certificate and everything, but when you sell it to Bank B, they still may offer you a lower price. Sell it to a resale shop, you are getting repaid off. Unless you pay Bank A to keep it in their vault forever, but then you are paying storage fees every single day. You may say, I only have 1 coin, I will just keep it in my pocket. Sure, but friend, eventually you may have 100 or 1,000 coins. Are you going to keep them in your pocket too? As you can see, dealing with physical gold forces us to live like ancient people. But hey, it's the 21st century. We have a more advanced method, paper gold. Part 2. The paper gold. Paper gold falls into 2 categories. 1. ETFs, centralized finance. 2. XAUT, also centralized finance. Wait, they are both centralized? Then why the hell are you separating them? Relax, not all centralization is created equal. Their common feature is solving the bug of physical gold: excellent at storage, terrible at transfer. Essentially, they are fiat, but self-replicating. What is self-replicating fiat? Think of it like USDE compared to USDT.
Huh?
Okay, simpler explanation. You hand your gold to a trusted third party, a bank or a broker. Now whether your house gets robbed or burst down, it doesn't matter. You can withdraw your gold from the institution. For ETFs, you pay a teeny management fee. For XAUT, you don't even pay annual fees. Before this, we mentioned storing physical gold. in a bank, it's safe, but the storage fees are way higher than an ETF. Honestly, if you are going to trust a bank vault just by the ETF, the risks are in the same bucket. What are the same bucket? What are those risks? The bank broker go bust, or Tether go bust. Probability low, but not zero. I'm not founding any banks here, just speaking in theory. Second, shared risk dependency on the modern grind. No internet, you have nothing. But who doesn't have internet those days? People in conflict zones, like Iran recently, when the power at night go down. Physical gold buys food, ETFs do not. But let's be real, in a complete breakdown, it's more about guns than gold. If you have gold but no gun, you're just someone else's mobile warehouse, so we can ignore this risk for now. The third and biggest shared risk is the risk of your assets being frozen or taken away. I'm not talking about criminals here, I'm talking about average people. For XAUT, you can most ignore this, yes. Tether can technically freeze the XAUT in your wallet. It's in the smart contract. They have frozen assets before, mostly USDT, but those were specific addresses requested by US law enforcement. Let's be honest, you and I probably not famous enough to get on the FBI's radar. If you are that powerful and you like this video, feel free to donate to my BTC address. I dare you, I won't spend it, I will just frame it. But ETFs are different. If your account gets flagged for compliance review, your ETF like GLD won't disappear, but it will become a prized asset, can sell, can transfer, can withdraw until the review is over. If it had to trigger a review, no, just ask a friend to wire a large sum to your investment account. Boom, audit triggered. If that fails, withdraw that money immediately and send it to another friend. If you try to move your money like you move ETH on the blockchain, congratulations, you just won a free compliance investigation. Sometimes simply holding a Sometimes simply holding a passport from certain countries is enough to get your account flagged. Okay, enough complaining. Basically, Tether Gold risk depend on the trustworthiness of the third party and their acceptance of you. In the regard, XAUT beats ETFs. It transfers faster and you don't need permission to send it. You don't have to look at anyone's fields. Its main risk is theft, which leads us to our main characters. Also easy to be stolen but purely digital Bitcoin. When people got sick of audits, sick of gambling on whether an institution is trustworthy, they looked up and screamed at the sky. Is there a tool where I don't need permission, I don't need trust, and I can just save my money? And Satoshi said, let there be light, and there was Bitcoin. Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Satoshi's original intent was for it to be transacted. Money needs to flow. The white paper was made so Bitcoin could be easily used for transactions. Proof of work is just a timestamp server, and timestamps exist so the receiver can trust the sender actually has the money, solving the double spend problem. But who could have guessed later generations did not use it to buy coffee. They used it to hold, and it was a massive success. It's just like Viagra. It was originally developed to treat heart problems. No one expected the side effect would turn it into a special drug for something else. Maybe that's just how the world works. Fate plays funny tricks. As the Chinese saying goes, 有心栽花花不开，无心插柳柳成荫. Now, when people mention Bitcoin, the first reaction isn't trustless or not-much cash or dark web currency. It is digital gold. Purely from a scarcity standpoint, Bitcoin is now in series scarcer than gold. We use the famous formula for this: stock to flow, S2F. According to the World Gold Council's 2024 report, the gold S2F equals 59. Now look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin S2F equals 120. 120 as 59. The higher the number, the scarcer the asset, and the lower the inflation rate. By the math, Bitcoin wins. However, scarcity doesn't equal better, so this number alone won't convince most people that Bitcoin is more precious than gold. In fact, nobody objectively knows which one is better. We can only analyze trees and choose our performance. Please do not try to prove which one is better. You are not analyzing two complex dogs. You are analyzing two different feeds. It's just like comparing the old guard to the new guards. Bitcoin's advantage is that it's easy to take with you anywhere and you have full control over it yourself. You only need to memorize 12 words and you can move across all the world. As long as there is internet, your money is ready to spend. No declaration, no audits, no need to have anything physically. Another advantage is privacy. XAUT has this to some extent, but with Bitcoin it's deeper. Simply put, if you don't talk, nobody knows you have it. I won't expand on this. Those who know, this is an advantage that physical gold and ETFs, which are filled with regulations and taxes, will never have. After all, the government knows exactly how many gold you have bought and sold. Other than that, it shared most storage benefits with gold. Oh, I forgot one thing. There is a theory circulating in the crypto community about AI. The theory goes, in the future, AI agents will join the economy. They won't trust fiat or stable coins. They will use the most decentralized currency, Bitcoin. Also, since mining Bitcoin consumes electricity, Bitcoin is essentially a voucher for energy. AI runs on electricity. They can store Bitcoin and swap it for charge when needed. It's a cool story. I used to believe it, but now I don't. Why? Because I believe AI will reinvent languages. If they don't speak English, they won't use our money. Languages is power. If languages is reconstructed, money will be too. There is no reason for AI to share the fruits of its labor with humans, especially since humans have already bought up all the Bitcoin waiting for AI to buy their bags too. AI will likely burst its own Bitcoin. Now the downside. 1. This possibility. You must keep your seed phrase safe. If you lose it or forget it, no one can help you. If you get hacked, there is no customer support. 2. Big price swings. Compared to gold, Bitcoin is violent. Even with big US institutions buying in, seeing a 50 or 70% drop is still possible. For people used to gold stability, this is unimaginable, so if you choose Bitcoin for wide storage, you must ensure you can handle the big price swings. You are taking on conviction risk, not certainty. So who are you willing to trust? And how much responsibility are you willing to carry? That's all. Thank you.